Hello.
Hello.
You hear me?
I can hear you. I can see your mustiness.
Very musty, blending into the musty background.
Proto mode today.
I am all sorts messed up. My neck is jacked to bits. I'm like just all knackered from getting crap sleep. Pretty good.
A treat. Me too. Same.
I've got two working hands though.
I'm bejiggered. I've got one working hand. At least it's only in a short cast, so that's good. Yeah. I can use my finger. I'm trying to write with my right hand, but with no thumb action.
How about you? If you could just sellotape a pen to the thing.
It's more like the way you hold it, isn't it? So when you can hold it like that, you can sort of control it. But if you try and write,
I hold like that because I never use a pen.
I can more or less do it. So yeah, I feel a bit like I got hit by a truck as well, hit by a hospital truck, because I slept, I think, on Monday. I don't know what day it is. What day is it? Tuesday? Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Which one? Wednesday? Tuesday?
It's Wednesday. Yeah, I thought it was Tuesday. It's Wednesday.
No idea. So it's Wednesday today.
How do we get
it doesn't make sense.
more tired as the series goes on? More confused.
Wednesday. It's how is it Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Right. Tell me the story. How did you
Okay, yeah. So I was in the hospital all day. Yeah. Okay. So I went to the hospital.
Just bring it back. Bring it all the way back. I don't even know how you smashed your hand. No, repeat. The people need to know.
Just playing with bikes, standard really. Went and raced motocross on Sunday. So on Saturday I went to Flat Track to test a bike. So that was good. No problems there. I was a bit slow. The bike was a little bit nervous, so I didn't really get on with it super well. That's one of the videos that we put up on the page. Just riding with the guys at Sankt Johann in Pongau. So that was cool. Then I had to leave there a little bit early to go and ride the practice for the motocross race, which was on Saturday afternoon practice and then Sunday racing.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I was on Instagram. Obviously, I saw the GoPro footage, which is, I like that. It looks cool. And then I saw Flat Track people also posting GoPro footage. Was that your footage? It looked like it had a similar helmet, but it was a slightly different angle, and there was lots of rubbing and jostling going in. This rubbing is racing.
Well. Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah,
that cool. Was so Renault had his camera on, but he was putting like the camera on various places on the bike. But I just had mine on my helmet. So the one where basically nudge him into the wall. Yeah, that was my footage. So
cool.
He got the drop on me on the practice start, and he was trying some new tires out, and his bike really hooked up and took off. I was like, well, I might be able to sneak up the inside of him still. And I was like 2 bikes back and tried to sneak up the inside of him, but it's a bit weird because you sort of either run like a diamond type line in the corner where you go really deep and then come back, or you can run like a tighter line. I ran the tighter line, but we almost crashed.
A road rash.
And then someone else nearly crashed into me, and then I nearly crashed into someone else and went into the air fence. So, but that wasn't
that was
any damage creation.
Okay, carry on. Sorry, Sunday.
Well, Saturday I went to Taufkirchen, which is in Germany, to race motocross, or to practice for the race. So that was pretty cool because I rebuilt the bike that had been in progress for ages, but managed to rebuild it this week because that was going. So put new chain sprockets on, engine rebuilt, maybe a few other bits of tires I put on. Went there, got there a bit late, did the practice, was okay, didn't really get on with the track really well. But at least I let my way around. And then on the Sunday, we had the racing, and the first practice was at like 7:45 in the morning. So started riding. I think it was in my first practice that it would have been the second practice. I thought it was first. I think it's second practice. The track was really, really wet. And it was really dry on Saturday, really wet on Sunday. So it started to like get quite difficult to ride. And there were big ruts getting cut into it, so like big lines that the bike sits into. And in one section, which is quite difficult, there's like a rhythm section, they call it. So you have to jump 3 sets of doubles in a row. So you go round a corner, and then you have to accelerate hard out of the corner and jump these 3 doubles. And if you get the doubles wrong, you like either bounce off the top of them or hit the face or do something like that. Mm-hmm. So I was a bit nervous about doing that anyway because it was quite technical. And I'm not very technical. So I think in the second session, after things had cut in and it dried out a bit, I came into that section getting ready to try and accelerate hard to jump these 3 doubles. And there's just like a brand new set of lines on the floor. So it was all completely different to what I come into before. So basically I just hit the side of this rut and it like flicked me over the top of the rut. And I landed in a bit of a weird way. Like it flicked me over so quickly that I went over on this hand instead of like going down with my left hand because it was a right hand corner, so I fell the left side. I went all the way over the top and put this hand down, and I thought I'd like pushed it in like this, but apparently I've done this because it just snapped off all the ligaments in the thumb basically. So I picked the bike up and kept riding. It wasn't like super painful. It was quite painful, but not super painful. Kept riding. That was okay. Well, that's because I booked 2 classes as well. So would have been 2 practices, 2 qualifying, and 4 races. And I did it in, I think, the second practice session, or maybe just halfway through the first. Anyway, did that and thought, well, I'll just try and ride session by session. I'll just finish each session and go and ride.
Yeah.
So
let your
get my
body
just about
get the inflammation and protect itself as the day progresses.
Yeah. So it was all right. And actually it went up and then it went down. And I was thinking, no, that's actually pretty good. Maybe I've just like tweaked it.
Sprained it.
Then I went out in the first MX2 hobby race because I was racing in old boys, which is obviously the old boys, so 40 and over. And I was racing in MX2 hobby. So these are like the 2 extremes of classes. It's like the complete young lunatics, no experience, and then the old guys who've done all that, and then they're racing again with the old guys because they don't want it to be so crazy. Yeah. In the MX2 hobby class, there's always massive crashes because nobody really knows what they're doing. So there's always a huge crash at the start, and then there'll be some more crashes in the racing. Basically, I came around. There was quite a cool jump. I didn't really like it to start with. There's a cool jump on a corner. So you like accelerate quite fast into it, and you like jump and turn, and then you could land on the downslope. And it was quite long, but felt like quite a nice rhythm. So I jumped that. As I jumped and I looked down the downslope, there were like 3 or 4 people just lying on the floor. So I actually landed and then ran into someone's bike, and that sent me over the front of the bike, and I whacked my hand again. And then I was like, "Ow, yeah, that hurts." So that was when it like properly broke, I think, because that was really sharp, that pain. And I was like, "Yeah, it's quite painful." So I picked the bike up again, finished that race, and then did the rest of the 3 races, and it was not too bad. And I had quite a good race in the 3rd race because I got quite a good start. I don't think I've put that video up yet. No, I don't think I have. Quite a good start in one of the races, and there was a big crash in the first corner in the MX2 hobby, like usual, and I was in like 9th place going into the first corner, which was pretty sweet. And then I couldn't hold on. Basically, the problem I had with this was I had to hold on to the bike with just my fingers. So I couldn't actually grip the bar and hold on to the bike, because then you're like trying to like maneuver the bike and like scrub the jumps and just control the bike properly. But I couldn't control it with this hand. I had to like roll the throttle.
You need thumbs for a lot of stuff.
Really, it's quite useful to have a thumb. At least 2 functioning thumbs is pretty useful. So then towards the end of the race, and like the last 2 or 3 laps, I was getting tired, because as well you have to then be in a different position. So I'm like holding onto it with my fingertips, holding onto the bike and trying to accelerate down the stretch, which are quite bumpy. And it was just tiring me out basically. So then I got in a bit of an awkward position. I didn't crash anymore. That was okay. And I finished, I think, 12th in the second MX2 hobby race, which is pretty cool. But I just couldn't really hold on to it, which is a shame, because I think if I could have held on to it, then I would have actually done pretty well. It's pretty good on the little 125. So pretty sweet. And then I drove back, and it didn't really swell up until Monday, but on Monday it went like full on elephant hand.
Yeah.
Gigantic. And then I was like, yeah, okay, that's
time to go to the hospital.
Yeah, because I've done that before and like hit something. I thought, well, it's not too bad. I'm trying to think what I did before. I like broke my arm before and thought, well, it's not broken, it just hurts. But then when they swell up and it goes like a weird sort of browny red color, then something's broken basically. So
that's when you know.
Huge. Yeah, that's when you know, because you can't really tell from the pain all the time, can you? The pain sort of comes and goes. And I was thinking, well, if I can hold on to this, if I can still ride the bike, then I'm probably not broken. I thought I'd broken the knuckle.
Right.
But luckily I haven't broken the knuckle, because that would have been pretty
Is
rubbish.
is
if you
that
break
bad?
that joint? Yeah, I think if you break any joint, it's not very good. Like actually in the
So
joint.
you've torn the ligament off? Did you say?
Yeah.
How does that? What is the ligament? Because Mum was asking me earlier on. She was like, "So what's the tendon? Does the tendon join the muscle to the bone?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a doctor. I don't know this stuff."
Yeah, I think so. Basically, like you've got tendons and ligaments. I don't really know what the difference is, but the ligament is what gives you the stability in the joint. So like your meniscus and these other bits and pieces in your knees are like trying to hold the joint together, aren't they, and give it stability. So
Mine's not.
yeah, it wasn't, and now neither is mine. So what it was doing was like holding my thumb. So I'll tell you what they did to test it, because I was thinking, oh, they're going to do an MRI to check it, because when I did my foot, they missed that my leg was broken, and they thought that I just sprained my foot. But actually, when I crashed on the skis last year, but actually what I'd done was like obliterated everything, like torn all the tendon, all the ligament, all up my shin bone, basically like split the bones in half, and then broke all the ligaments in my foot. But they can't see it on an X-ray, and they missed the break. So they saw it with an echograph. I don't know what that's called in English. They call it, I think it's echograph, which is like an ultrasound. So they have a look and they can see if the tendons and ligaments are damaged. And I thought they were going to do that with this, because they X-rayed and they said, yeah, no problem. There's no bones broken. And I was like, oh, sweet. Because they kept asking me if I'd broken it before, and I couldn't remember. I think I have broken that hand or that thumb before.
Probably.
But I can remember. I think I did it like 20 years ago at Cadwell Park, something like that. I crashed at another bike. Did the same thing. But then the tendon or ligament didn't break. It pulled like a little bone shard off my thumb. I don't know if you remember when I had that KONS, that Kawasaki KONS 250, and I had a cast on. Like I think it was a purple cast, I think. And it like pulled the bone off the side of my thumb. Yeah. So they fixed that. They couldn't see the bone was broken. I thought they were going to do an MRI so that they can check if the ligaments are broken. But instead what they did is what I'm now going to call an X-ray with pain, because they take this one, and this is what I noticed when I did it. I was looking at my thumb. I think, well, it doesn't hurt too bad, but it feels a bit weird. And this one, I've got a weird advert on my screen.
It's all right. I can still see you perfect.
This one doesn't really move. And he like wiggled it around and he went, yeah, here it goes, tack, tack, like tack, tack. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then he
tack.
did this one and it didn't go tack, tack. And I was like, okay. So he said, so we'll do a special X-ray. And I was like, okay, by special X-ray, this is just lost in translation. You mean an MRI. But actually what it was they come in the X-ray with you and they hold this in the open position where the ligament is supposed to hold on, so they can see if the bone opens. No. And he's like, this is going to hurt a bit. So I was like, oh, good. And so they pull this one open to see how far open the bone goes, and it did hurt a bit. Yeah. But then they could see that it was open instead of just doing an MRI.
So we should have seen this coming, really, because you have been having your most consistent period of training.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I shouldn't have thought I knew it was coming. Yeah, it's been really good. So I'm really quite annoyed about that.
Yeah,
because it's been awesome. And it was exactly the same happened last time. I'd done like a 3-month stretch. I was just coming into the end of the Juggernaut AI, and I'm just coming into the end of it now. And when I broke my hip as well, I was just coming into the end of it.
Can you do a bit of a Garage Gym Oz style training, because he's smashed his hands a couple of times, hasn't he? And he used like hooks.
Yeah, like a weird monkey hook thing, didn't he?
Like, he used it for pull-ups and for deadlifts, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Worthwhile having a look back on his feed.
Yeah, I think I probably can. I was thinking what I can definitely do still is put a weighted vest on, and I suppose I might still be able to do like push-ups and stuff like that. And bench probably not, I guess, because it's going to press on that thumb, isn't it? But squat, I imagine I could probably do.
Well, you don't grip the bar, do you?
I'm not sure.
Over.
Yeah.
You monkey grip.
Oh yeah.
Like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Rather than
but it's like I can't monkey grip it because it's in the grip position.
Push it into your wrist. Yeah, that won't be fun. That won't be fun.
I could probably just put
front
my
squat?
arms to the
squat?
side. No, man,
not
with that.
Like that.
Oh yeah, maybe. I've done this before though, and at one point, what did I hurt when I broke my hand when I broke my hand 2 years ago on the BMX, and it was all broken. Like all of this side was broken, like smashed, and pushed all the knuckle under. And I was trying to train, and one day I was trying to train. I was thinking, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Just trying to get that sweet pump.
You're just going to wreck your hand." So in the end, with that one, I was like, "No," and I can't remember what I did. So I did something else.
You're gonna have to do like
like
sprints and lunges.
Yeah.
Weighted
Well, I wrote
lunges.
a program for
Smash hand protocol.
Was it Tom Jarvis, strongman? I think.
Mm-hmm.
With like a no hand program, because he'd hurt his wrist or something, and he wanted to was then training to go do some physical exam or something like that. Yeah. And I wrote him a program for that, so I'll have to dig that one out.
Yeah, find that. That'll be in your email somewhere.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure I can sprint, which is pretty cool if I don't blow my calves off again.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be bad.
2 minutes out the door, his calf just tore straight off the bone.
But yeah, so that's that story. But as well, I feel pretty grim because I went to the hospital on Monday. So this is now Wednesday. So I've lost a whole week in that process. I went on Monday, got there about 8.
Weeks are obviously a bit different in Germany and Austria than they are in the rest of the world. Monday through Wednesday, 1 week.
Drugs. Yeah, well, it's almost 1 week, isn't it? Tomorrow it'll be done. I went there at 8 o'clock on Monday, didn't get out of there until 2 o'clock on Monday morning. At 2 o'clock on Monday morning, they said, come back at 7 o'clock the next day. And I was like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
you want me to come back at 7? I was like, well, just stay here. So I went home. Then I had to rearrange all the meetings that I had for Tuesday and Wednesday. So I was doing that till like 3 in the morning. Went to sleep for a couple of hours. Then had to get up at like 6 to go to the hospital. So I had 3 hours sleep that day. Then was at the hospital from 7, waiting till 8 in the evening to get the operation. I thought it'd be clever and ask for a local anaesthetic because I didn't want to feel groggy like I feel now. Yeah. With the general. So I asked for a local. They did the local, which I hadn't had before. So I thought, oh, this would be interesting to see what they do with this local anaesthetic. And they go in with like an ultrasound into your armpit to numb your arm. So they put an injection in the skin and then they put an injection into the areas around the nerves to numb your arm. And that takes about 20 minutes. They put it in, my hand went completely numb, like my whole arm was completely numb. I could still move it around a little bit, except for my thumb. And I was like, my thumb's not numb, guys. Got into the operating theatre thinking I'm still awake. And I'm thinking, oh God. And like I could feel the guy like cleaning my hand and pulling my thumb around. I was like, I can still feel my thumb. I can still feel it. And the anaesthetist was like, oh, looking a bit worried. So he then gave me something just to, not like a full-on knockout blow, but just to like calm me down a bit. And actually, just to basically take the edge off. And I was like, oh yeah, that feels good. So that must have been like a morphine or something like that to take the edge off. And he's like, oh, can you still feel your thumb? I'm like, yeah, I can still feel it. Because the guy's like, well, it'll be another 10 minutes. And I was like, I still feel it, dude. I can feel nothing else apart from my thumb. Yeah, and the next thing I know,
I can feel it's my thumb.
Yeah. I woke up and I was like, oh, have you started? They're like, oh, we finished. I'm like, oh, good. So after all that mess, because it was quite a thing to do the local in my arm with like, I think they did like 5 or 6. I can't remember what they were saying now because they were talking in German. I can't remember what they were saying, but they were basically injecting some like gel, like whatever the anesthetic gel is, into my arm. Did that like 6 or 7 times to try and make it go numb. Then in the end, knocked me out completely anyway, which I didn't want. I wanted to feel all right.
What was the surgery to do? What was the point of the surgery?
To reattach the ligament.
Reattach it.
Or ligaments. I think actually there were 2 ligaments in their damage, but they did it with a bone anchor, which is the same as I had in my foot. Because if you tear the ligament straight off the bone and there isn't basically like some ligament still attached or enough ligament there, like enough length on the bone side and the ligament side to stitch it back together, then they get a little like metal anchor drill into the bone and like anchor it into the bone. So then it like has to stick onto your thumb, basically, like your ligament has to then stick itself to the bone and heal up. So yeah. So sort of not really winning. So now 6 weeks, man. That's pretty rubbish. So there goes my strongest ever buy October.
Everybody that saw that and then spoke to me said he was due. He was due one, wasn't he? And I was like, yeah, he was due one.
What due, man? I'm not due. I'm well done due. I'm not due anything. I've paid my dues.
As in, enough time has passed since your last fucking incident that you are overdue for another incident.
Paid my dues, man. Enough times. I thought that was going to be my lot for the year that I'd done.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. They gave me some really weird medicine as well at the hospital because I had a headache. But yeah, this was good. So I got out of the surgery, went upstairs to the ward, feeling pretty good at that point. I'm feeling like my head was clear, even though they knocked me out. I was like, yeah, this is good because I was awake basically from when they finished. I don't know if they woke me up or what. I don't know how that works. Basically woke up and they're like, yeah, it's done. I was like, oh, sweet. And it only took 20 minutes to do the surgery pattern. So I was like, okay, well, that's pretty good. If it only took 20 minutes, then obviously it wasn't that bad.
You're getting a haircut.
Yeah, which is pretty nuts. Well, it took forever to prepare it and put the local and everything in my arm. But then, 20 to do. They put me in the recovery room for a bit. And I was like, I'm good, man. Just take me upstairs. So they put me upstairs, got up there about midnight and felt fine. Tried to go to sleep. And there was 3 like Olympic champions of snoring in the room with it. Like unreal. When the guy come in, I thought, man, that guy's going to snore like a beast. Like this is a full-on grizzly bear. And then another dude came in, he was huge, and I was like, did
the orderly turn around to you and go, good luck?
Yeah, man. I was like, God damn it. And so those 2 started snoring. And then at one point there was 3 of them in there, all snoring their heads off. And they were getting mad at each other because they would be asleep, snoring. One would snore so loud, he woke the other one up that was snoring, and they'd be then getting mad and shouting in the night. And I'm just lying there thinking, can we please stop this? So I went to get some earplugs. I went to ask the nurse at the desk, like, can I have some earplugs? She's like, oh yeah, the guy in front. And I was like, yeah, the guy in front. I was like, God damn, snort. Yeah. So I've really had a really rubbish night's sleep. And when I woke up, it was about 3. I think I woke up. I had a mega headache. I was like, oh God. And then I had a temperature. So I had a 38 temperature as well, apparently. And I was like, God damn. And that went down here because they gave me this horrible medicine, which is why now I've got this horrible taste in my mouth, because they gave me some medicine to deal with the headache or temperature a little bit, and it calmed down. But yeah, I feel like I got hit by a bus. And I feel a bit like fluey, like, you know, when you got a bit like sort of crawly skin.
Yeah.
I haven't got corona. So I had like 8,000 corona tests.
I was going to say, yeah, corona's on the way then. Just let that really bed into your weakened immune system.
The nurse gave me a corona test. I had 2 on the way in, like a quick test and a PCR test, both fine, like normal, yeah. When I was in the room on the ward, she's like, oh, I need to do a corona test. I was like, yeah, no problem. The most painful corona test I've had in my life. She like put it in my nose, the PCR thing, put it in my nose, and almost like tore the inside of my nose out so much. I didn't even move it. I was like, have you been practicing that? Like, so painful. And then she come back, she's like, oh, it didn't work. And I was like, oh, maybe it was this nostril.
No wonder it didn't work. Put it in my brain.
This one. God damn. So she did in the other one. It was just as bad, man. I was nearly crying. Like, normally, no problem at all. Normally they like stick it into your brain almost, don't they? I'm like, yeah, no worries. She like properly did me over with that corona test. So that's good. And then in the end, they kept saying, oh yeah, you want to go home? I was like, yeah, I want to go home. I'm like, okay, well, you can go home.
Now this is sweet. I'm loving life here.
Yeah,
give me some more of that fucking rye bread and cherry jam. Oh, let's go.
God, yeah, that breakfast as well was like this weird brown poo bread thing with some jams.
That's some Russian birthday cake.
Crazy, man. Well, you're supposed to be recovering in the hospital, aren't you? So you're supposed to be recovering in the hospital. You sleep in a room with 3 people you don't know, and they're all snoring, so you can't sleep. You basically end up like going to bed at 12 o'clock at night, and then the nurse is coming in all night doing whatever she's got to do, like circling around because she's bored or whatever. Then they wake here, and they did this to me in Spain as well. Here they wake you up again at like 5 in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning. So like best case, you've had 5 hours sleep. Then to get your nutrition in to recover, this is what I had for breakfast this morning: a white bread roll with some butter on it. I was like, this is not nutrition, is it, for recovery? Like, I'm going to eat a white bread roll. Is this supposed to help me recover from this injury? Like,
it could be worse. Could have been a brown bread roll.
Could have been, yeah. Could have been. At least
then you would have known.
Had a veil of health.
Just fucking end it.
White bread roll. Well, the thing that they gave me on the first day when I got in there was that like 2 slices of this weird. It's not brown bread as we know it. It's like
rye
weird bread cake thing.
It's solid.
Come on. But the lunch they gave, I was like, that looks pretty interesting. There was like some potatoes, so like boiled white potatoes, and then this massive piece of fried chicken. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. It's actually pretty tasty. But I was like, fried chicken? Oh, where are we going with this? Why don't they have someone who actually gives you some food that would help you recover? But never mind. It's all good.
Start again. Road to recovery. Take 48.
I don't even know how many takes that is. It's
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But yeah, normally I just do one trip a year, and then this year's been 2.
Getting them all in before your 40th.
Yeah, that's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want any more of those. See how this goes. I'm gonna have to rehab this. At least like my wrist isn't locked off or anything, so that's quite good, because that makes me a bit nervous. Like when they did this and they like locked my wrist off completely, and then you have to rehab everything. So hopefully it's not too bad. My thumb joint can still move. It'd be nice if they gave me a little cast and I could take that off.
Don't waggle that around too much. Learn the lesson from that time you smashed your toes together after having your toe surgery, and because they were numb, and you just backed them together because you were going, I can't feel a thing. And then like when the anesthetic wore off, you were like, toe trauma. Yeah, don't wiggle that thumb about too much today.
That was grim, man. I don't even know how I managed to put up with that, with the toe thing.
Oh god,
that was horrible. No. That was really bad. That was years and years like that as well.
Yeah,
so crazy.
I went up in a plane.
That sounds more fun than what I did.
Yep. That was good.
How was that?
That was
first time, not the first time, is it?
That was the first time in that what do you call it? The Bambi. I've never been up in that. He's had it years.
The Bambino. Yeah. I have, I think I've been up in it. You looked a little bit nervous when you were landing.
Very.
Like you were pooing your pants.
You could see my neck. It's just like, and then I finally touched down. I was like,
thank God.
Praise that was really cool. Colin's, he's a good teacher. Had a little spin about in the air as well, and a little glide about, fly about.
And you didn't take off or land?
No, taking off without no landing. No.
Cool. How long did you go up for?
20 minutes, half an hour.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. From somewhere close by.
Yeah, wherever he's got the hangar. I can't remember the name of all the places, but yeah, we're just burning fuel. Every sucker's queuing up for fuel over here. We're just burning, cruising around 140 mile an hour, just burning it,
just for fun,
measuring it with a stick. Yeah,
there isn't actually a fuel shortage though, isn't it? Just like some companies having problems.
No, I think there's a issue with lorry driver. They need more lorry drivers, I think. So then everyone's like, "Oh, there's not going to be any fuel. Better fill up." And then everyone's like, "What's that guy doing?"
Yeah, filling up
with fuel.
You only filled up yesterday.
Yeah.
Why are you filling up?
But no, I started to get a little bit like I was looking at my fuel going, I'm going to have to get some at some point. Like I'm not panic buying. My car is nearly out of fuel, so I need to go to the petrol station. And but yeah, they've been really good, like really well organised at all the petrol stations.
Periodically happens though, no? This like fuel shortage thing. I remember that happening before.
Maybe, yeah. It's just something really simple. Like they got everybody to queue up around the car. But when I went for something, it was like 20 minutes in the queue, all the way around the supermarket car park, all the way around the petrol station forecourt, and then they sort of directed you in. But what they said was, we're encouraging customers to, once you've filled up, just move forwards and then go and pay, so that the next person can go and fill up whilst you're paying. I was like, why don't we always do this? Because it's such a pain in the ass. You go to fill up your car and the guy or girl, and more genders are available, they're filling up and then they finish, took the old petrol cap off, and then they wander into the thing,
look at the chocolate bar,
queue up, and you're like, okay, I'll just wait for you there. And then they like saunter on back, get in, and you're like,
just a mirror. Yeah, eat your fruit pasta.
Like, but yeah, just like fill up, move forwards, then go and pay, because then I can fill up, and whilst you're paying, I'll be done, and then the next person. So why do we not do that already? I can imagine that's something they
are
do
they
in
not running
Germany.
all the pumps with like prepay on the pumps and stuff like that?
Not all of them. We're not that fancy around here.
Not that fancy, because in Spain and not so much here. No, not so much here. In Spain, you have to pay before you fill up.
Okay. Yeah.
So they won't turn the pump on until you've gone in and paid.
The pay at pump places, yeah, you have to put your credit or debit card in and then put your PIN number in, and then you can fuel up. Yeah, you're suppressing that yawn like a champ there, dude. Suppressing that.
The hospital tiredness. I was thinking as well in the hospital. I had a lot of time to think about things. Why would people fast? I was like, had to fast by accident. Why would you do that to yourself? Because all I want to do is eat. Like, is that an effective dieting strategy? Have you tried fasting before?
Yeah,
I just fast when I'm asleep.
It's just a way of reducing calories, isn't it? It's so you shorten the window in which you intake the calories. So in theory, you should be taking in less calories.
I can eat as much in a small window as I can in a long window.
Yeah, well, if there's ways around everything, but yeah, I think what it did for me was it's intermittent fasting when I tried it. So I didn't eat after I ate between 12 midday and 8 o'clock at night, and then but because I'm a pain for snacking in the evenings, into the evenings when I don't need it.
I'll deal with that then, I guess. Yeah. I get you. I just eat all the time, basically. I'll probably eat something now. I don't even know what time it is. 10 o'clock.
10, so it's getting on. But yeah, so little summary from me. Yeah, I went up in the plane. That was cool. And my training's just been rubbish because the sleep's been rubbish. I deadlifting the other day, and it was 172 kilos was the top set. And the set before that was something like 154 or something. And it was only threes. And I lifted this for 3. And I was like, no, I'm never going to lift this 172. It's never going to come off the ground. Because I failed on my bench. I failed on, I got 4 reps on bench. I got 4 reps on overhead press. It was just all going to shit. And then I had to do a mid-set yup to really fire myself. I pulled this thing. I've never been more determined to pull a barbell off the floor, because I thought this thing isn't going to go up for 1. I was convinced myself, so I just got super psyched up for it and very, very focused. And then I hit it for, I think I got it for 4 in the end, 4 reps. But it just
solid set.
Yeah, 4 reps.
4 reps, and I'm going to do with this bad boy.
Something.
I'll have to have a look at the garage gym at Oz, see what he did there, because I've seen some things like straps that people sort of put over there. I think he did that, didn't he, as well? Put a strap over his back, around his neck or something, the strap down to the bar. Over. Yeah. But I remember reading that and thinking, dude, just let yourself recover. Yeah. And then he dropped off the map a bit, didn't he, with training? Hadn't been training for a while.
Hurt his core a couple of times,
Yeah. See if the grip is all right, because this hand's messed up for grip already, so this is not really going to help me having 1 messed up for grip. Now I've got 2 messed up for grip.
Yeah, and I've just been to a place called Soak Fitness. I went for a little drop-in session there. So if you are on the internet and you want to look up Soak Fitness, then look up Soak Fitness. It's like a CrossFit gym, but not a CrossFit gym, because they aren't called
a functional fitness gym.
It's a functional fitness, strength and conditioning gym in a box shape. Yeah, it was cool.
Shaped environment.
Different little sesh to what I'm used to. A little bit of, well, it's normal sort of layout actually. Bit of warm up, bit of strength, bit of conditioning afterwards. But yeah, it's quite cool. It's quite fun.
It was what, a 1 hour class? Or?
1 whole hour. Yeah.
I like 1 whole hour.
Messed my neck up again.
You messed it up today, did you?
Yeah, I messed it up on overhead press the other day, as I like to do, because I literally, it was 3's week and I got it for 1, and I was like, what is going on? And then I went back to it and I thought, I'll just do 3 reps eventually if I keep doing it for 1. So then I did another single. It was absolute rubbish. It's 54 or something. I'm just all over the place. And And then I was like, what's going on? So I thought, right, let's stop pissing about and just do a proper set. So I did a set of 3, and in the process, my neck went.
It's a bit awkward, the old tension in the neck, isn't it, when you're doing overhead press? I've done that before. I'm just gone like, oh God.
Yeah. But the thing is, I was there the other week and they were all doing some sort of strict overhead press and at the box, and like 3 of them were just like, oh, my neck, oh, my neck, oh, my neck. I was like, yeah, I get that a lot. It's just so annoying because I was like, you got to fucking be a robot when you
Well, yeah, now you're going to be stuck, aren't you?
Especially when I was trying to look out for other light aircraft, and I was like,
it's a little bit tricky, yeah, to look out when you have to turn your entire body.
I couldn't spot any.
No, that's all right.
No.
There's no unidentified flying light aircraft objects.
And I've got last little bit of news for me. I've put the review of the Nike Metcon React Turbos onto the YouTube channel. So if you're into trainers and you're going to watch a little review of the Nike.
That bad boy. Can you put a little post up about that bad boy?
I will post about it, but I've already posted today. Did I post today?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do it this week. Our post will go up this week. So I'll post about that and get the podcast ready as well.
Very good.
Now, I think it's a good idea to wrap it up.
Yep, I think so. Because I am a little bit sleepy.
Drugged up. And
fingers crossed tomorrow it'll be out of me and I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
Well, good luck with the sleeping. Try not to smash your hand in the night.
Okay. I think this will be fun. It'd just be nice to actually
put it out of the way.
Have a proper night's sleep.
Yeah. Maybe you can still hear that guy snoring from the hospital.
Oh man, it's so loud. It's unbelievable. Low.
You're going to think you're deaf when you get into bed tonight. I'm deaf. Yeah.
I don't know what I was going to do.
I need to do something with this neck. Yuck.
Wasn't good. Cool. I did also empty the entire pot of CBD Sport.
Is it gone?
Got any left? I can't even do this one. Look how small it's gone already.
Oh no! Atrophy! Danger! Atrophy alert!
It's because I jabbed it all full of.
This is the next one.
Changes. That one. My lighting isn't very good.
Yeah, it's all about that lighting.
Got the studio lighting on there. I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway,
CBD.
I'm going to go sleep.
You need some more.
Yeah, CBD. I emptied the entire thing of CBD onto my hand on Sunday, so I think that helped.
Yeah,
kept it kind. It actually went right down at one point. I was like, oh,
well, it's meant to be good for inflammation. So
yeah, and it couldn't reattach my ligament, unfortunately.
So you've burned through a whole pot of that.
Almost. Now I've got about probably a third left, but I was getting pretty heavy with it.
Yeah, it's the lemons, man. Those lemons will get you.
And I've left it in the van. I think it's in the van. I can't put it on this now anyway. So I might put some. I like to put that on my.
Not with that attitude, you can't. You're an engineer. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to get it dirty or anything. They made that quite clear.
Okay.
I could just cut it.
Just rub some CBD balm into an open healing wound.
It has got a split in it, which is quite nice of them. I'm not really sure why they did that. It's not like a solid thing.
Oh yeah, give you something.
A bit flexible, so it's good. Good.
All right, mate.
Right, dude.
Well, remember, pray for Matt. If you want to see his thumb reattach itself, and subscribe if you want to see him injure something else next year, or maybe earlier.
This year, mate. This year. I've got plenty of this year.
Yeah. Well, there's a week only lasts 3 days, so how long's a year in Austria?
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. Not very long, is it? 150 days.
All right, mate.
160 days.
Cool.
Ice speedway is what happens in wintertime here. So.
Oh, fucking hell. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes, please. You're only getting run over by the spiky tyres on that bad.
Right. Can I have all your stuff?
No.
Okay.
I haven't got any stuff. What do you want? You want the bike that we've swept into a bag because that's the story. And then
yeah. I want that last third pot of lemon balm.
Yeah, you want that little bit of lemon juice.
Lemon balm and some of your famous peri chicken that you made, whatever it is.
Yeah, I've got We've got a bit of protein powder. You could have that if you want.
Yeah.
But I haven't got anything, dude. I've got nothing. I've got a couple of push bikes that don't work. got a 125. You can have that, sure.
Yeah.
Got the Triumph. You could have that.
Yeah. I'll do that out for a spin. I might sell some of the petrol out of it. You're right.
Yeah, you could siphon that out.
Make a mint.
You could do that actually. You could siphon that out and use it because otherwise it'd go off. So, yeah, actually, yeah, right now you could get some good money for that.
Yeah.
Good.
I do.
Right.
Catch you later. Have a good one.
Cheers.